Hey everybody, it's Carolyn from the Scrapbook School. Long time no see, but I've been busy cooking up something that I think you might find a little bit interesting and intriguing. So what happens when I take a story prompt, a theme prompt, and a tools and materials prompt and mix it together to see what happens? Probably a little creative chaos, but I'm putting it together in what I'm calling the Scrapbook Lab. This is Scrapbook Lab presented by the Scrapbook School, and just what the heck is it? This is an idea I've been playing with, and how it works is that I take 3 random cards with prompts on them and follow the prompts and try to put together a creative journaling layout or scrapbook layout, or maybe even a mini album or any other project that I can think of. I've been toying with this idea of a prompt system. It may become a product at some point. I just want to see how it goes. And so for now, I'm just experimenting and playing around and seeing what I come up with. So let's get started. I've got my 3 prompt jars here, and the first one is themes. So these are things like dreams, overcoming adversity, life events, celebrations, that kind of thing. Story, this would be like the actual journaling prompt, what your page is about. And then the third jar is materials and techniques. So that could be anything from chipboard and buttons to stamping and painting. So let's shake them up. Do themes first. Let's shake them up as best as I can. Take off the lid. And I can't fit my hand in there, so I'm just gonna randomly pull something. Change is the theme. Set that aside. Let's go with the story. See what we come up with. This one doesn't mix as well, so I have to just kind of be more random. Tell a story that makes you laugh. In relation to change. That should be interesting. And then finally, let's see what material or technique. This one is a wide mouth, so I'm going to stick my hand in there. As you can see, there's a lot of materials and techniques. Computer text. Okay, so change, this would be movement, transition, or transformation, big or small, in a story that makes you laugh using computer text on the page. So computer text could be like using your computer to make titles. You could do a journaling block with that kind of thing. Well, this certainly is an interesting combination, so I'm going to chew on this a bit and see what I come up with, and then I'll come back and explain how I'm going to approach the project. Since the theme is change, I've decided to do a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout about my new car. After 21 years, I've made the transition from a 2004 analog car to what I now have, which is essentially a computer on wheels. And by analog, I mean the biggest thing on that other car was power windows, power locks, power mirrors, and a stereo, AM/FM stereo with cassette and DVD player. So, now I've got this computer on wheels, and it's a significant adjustment for me. And I initially resisted making the change. However, considering the current circumstances, we decided that now was the best time to do it. So change is inevitable in our lives. We all experience it, but how we navigate it makes all the difference. And I will reflect on my thoughts and feelings about this change in the computer journaling. As far as materials, the only road theme stuff I had was scraps of pattern paper, and I found that in my stash. I had to dig real deep to get to that. This paper was from a close to my heart set from many, many years ago. I had just enough to use on this layout. In fact, pretty much all of the paper I have is from my stash. And the prompt system that I'm experimenting with is a great opportunity for you to use up stuff that you've already got. Although I do get frustrated with Cricut Design Space, one of the areas where I think it really stands out is the ability to design your layout on screen, where you can play around with the placement before you glue things down. Highly recommend you do this if you have Cricut Design Space and Scrapbook a lot. Let me know in the comments if you do this too. For the rest of the layout, I'm basically following the design that I created in Cricut Design Space and just adding the elements according to my little sketch that I did. Here I'm just adding on to the title with some ink. I thought that the white needed a little bit something extra, so I just decided to ink the edges a little bit just to make the title stand out a little bit more. And I'm doing the same thing with the journaling block. Now I am adding sort of like a background to the photo, almost like extra photo mats. And I'm using the road theme paper and the reverse side to do that. And one of the things I thought would be interesting is if I added some little journaling strips of things that I have said as I've been trying to learn how to use the car, and then I outlined them in red, gold, and green, sort of as a nod to the traffic lights. Things like, is the car on, and why does it keep beeping? Because it beeps at me a lot. I think it's the safety features stuff. What's this button for? What do those lights mean? These are all things that I've said. I've had the car for about a month now, and I still say those things. And here's the final layout. I think it turned out pretty cute. I had to add buttons for the wheels because I lost the die cut wheels. I always lose a piece of my die cutting. Even though I put them in a little secure bag, inevitably I always misplace a piece. I don't really know what that's about, but it is what it is. But I thought the buttons were better than the little die cut wheels that they had anyway. So here's the layout, and I thought it turned out pretty well. I'm surprised. It's been a while since I've done a scrapbook layout. So that's today's page. I had a lot of fun because I didn't know what I was going to do when I first started, and then I just kind of let myself experiment and go through the process to see, what my brain would come up with. So let me know in the comments, is this something that you would try, the whole prompt idea system, or would you even just experiment with these 3 prompts that I gave you, or have you done something like this in the past? Just let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching today's video, and stay tuned for experiment number 2.